Yeah, thank you, John, for taking the time, mate, to kind of give us a bit of insight into your journey and story so far. But like, feel free to just like introduce yourself and tell us a bit about who you are and what your business is all about.
Yeah, sure. So I'm John, and I've about 2 years into running a business, kind of fully fledged full-time business, converting camper vans. So designing it all and doing the actual conversions. And I'm now launching a digital product, which is an online course to help people do it themselves. And I started on this course with Patrick probably about 9 months or so before that, and kind of floundered around for quite a while, working out what the hell I wanted to do, until I landed on a few things, and then eventually landed on this, and then just kind of put 100% into it. And then when I got my first big client, I quit my job and kind of went from there.
Amazing, mate. Like, take me through like where you were from like a business standpoint when you decided to come in to the training program. Like, what kind of problems were you experiencing, or were you forecasting, that led you to think that up level was a good move?
I think I thought a lot. I thought I knew more than I did. I thought, I've got good ideas. I work hard. It will just work. But I'd always done kind of side hustles, like too many side hustles, too many hobbies kind of thing, like forever. And sometimes made them into little businesses here and there, freelance bits and bobs. And what I realized is that it's really damn hard to actually make something like that into a proper, fully fledged business, with potentially growing with staff, or actually paying, because I always had a full-time job at the same time, or I was freelance, just taking on loads and loads of work. So I kind of realized that I needed some help with that side of it. I didn't really know what help I needed. I just thought, to be in a group of people that are doing the same thing, and just to have somebody just that has done it before and doing it well, just to say, don't do that, maybe look at this kind of thing. So yeah, that's where my headspace was.
Amazing. What topics or like modules of content have you like gravitated mostly towards? And is there like a format of the training program that you get the most value out of?
So the biggest kind of things when I was first going through them was the systemized stuff, work the system and kind of get everything into, even though it's just you doing it, into kind of systems, and see them as separate things, so that you can build on it and then eventually let things like that go. It was that, and the outreach was like totally like mind-blowing for me. Like, I'd done that before without realizing it. So every time I'd like looked for a job in the past, I'd gone through like everyone I knew on Facebook and reached out to people on LinkedIn, and I'd kind of done it systematically. But to actually put numbers to it, to say, if you put X amount in, you will get X amount out. If you want twice as many out, you put twice as many in. That kind of stuff was like, oh yeah, it makes perfect sense. And I think when I started, I went a bit too hard on trying to do like the systemized stuff, and just my personality type, I went too hard on organizing the business before having the meat of the business, if that makes sense. So then I kind of took a step back. I basically just was a really terrible student and just dropped all of that and just focused on the offer and the meat on the bones, and kind of delivering. And then now I've been trying to catch up with that other stuff, and I've got a VA, and I've got a contractor that works a couple of days a week for me. So it's now trying to like put all of that knowledge together to kind of grow a little bit more.
Nice. What do you feel like's been the biggest aha moment that you've had since you've been in the program?
probably just how you get customers. And I love I love all the analogies of designers, because well, I started as a graphic designer. I've been a graphic designer and came as a senior graphic designer from a publisher. So this was kind of what I was thinking I was doing, and camper vans was like a massive kind of curveball after that. But all of the analogies on what designers do in terms of updating the brand colors on their portfolio and waiting for the phone to ring, and then when they run out of work, emailing around 10 people that, you know, kind of thing, and just switching that over to actively hunting out your work, and no one's just going to give it to you. You just have to be the person that like absolutely annihilates that, and just that the amount of work that goes into that, even though it's say 90 minutes a day or something, but just that consistency. Like I would let weeks go by and nothing happen, and then as soon as you start being consistent and actually doing the work, or the right work like that, to see how that actually works, and getting customers in when I had nothing to show for myself just through doing the work, that was quite big.
Got it. So take me through like what kind of results and outcomes have you seen, you know, like implementing the thinking and starting to reach out. So like take us through kind of, because you've shifted, like you've closed like some big like multi 5-figure deals, but now like take us through like your reasoning for like turning your expertise into more like a leveraged like training program instead of physically just helping one-off people.
Yeah, definitely. So because the work I do is physical, I've got a workshop, and it's a physical space with vans that come in. There is a very real kind of cap on how much I can do. And so I can do 5 vans a year, and that's X amount of money. And the way I can make more money is by speeding that process up and just kind of trimming off all the fat, which is great. But there's still a kind of cap on that, unless I want to go huge and have loads of staff and crazy huge space, which I just don't want to do. So I want to complement that with something that's not really so much passive, but that can grow exponentially. And, you know, I have maybe one digital product which has me involved, and then one completely done on their own product, which can literally grow as big as possible, however much kind of marketing or whatever you put into it. So I just wanted to have that on the side at first, with the hope that that's going to kind of become sort of 50-50 as part of the business model.
Nice. And like, just to give people like an idea of the scale, like your 1-to-1 projects, how big are they, and like where do you see the training program, and like how you're going to be pricing it in the future?
Yeah, that's a really good question, the second one. So the first one is most van conversions cost the customer anywhere between 30,000 and 50,000 for one van conversion. And that sounds like a lot of money, but it's a crazy amount of work as well, because we hand build everything. So it's like 12 to 14 weeks in the workshop, and my sort of part spend alone is like 15 to 20,000 pounds as well. So wow. Trimming the fat there is how I can make that the margins kind of get better. And then in terms of the digital product, I was looking at around £900 one-off. And that would be lifetime for the content, and 12 months for the actual kind of calls and my support for them. Still not 100% on that, and there'll be, you know, discounts and bonuses and offers and launches and all that kind of stuff, because the struggle I'm having now is that the people that do it themselves really are sort of trying to penny save, even though they might be spending £15,000 on it. They're still trying to penny save. So my task is to show them how me helping and doing this will save them X amount of money in X amount of time and get a better result in the end of it.
Yeah, it's such an easy offer, to be honest, because like it'll be one of those things where just a couple of really simple ideas about how, like, the thing is, they make one mistake, it's going to cost them multiple more than the product.
Yeah, exactly.
So and then you just have to build a case study of those. But yeah, that's awesome. But like, take us through like in regards to the training program, like how has this changed the way that you look at like what you're going to do moving forwards?
I guess it's given me a really good discipline and structure to everything. Sort of coming into it, I had ideas and thought new bits of different things, kind of a bit of marketing or a bit of this, but having everything there, and I literally just worked my way through the whole thing, kind of plowed through it, and then from that, because it's been quite a few years now, I kind of jump back into little bits if I need a refresher on something, or you take the bits that work for you in your kind of situation, as you kind of get more confident and realize that you do actually know more than you think after a few years. So yeah, I guess it's just given me a really good basis to start on, and I honestly don't think the first sort of 6 months of running a business would have gone quite so kind of well if I didn't have that, because I'd be making more mistakes myself, as opposed to kind of just having some frameworks and having those tracking sheets and having the group to talk to as well, and the weekly calls. I've not been on a weekly call. I probably go on one every now and again when I might have a question or just want to check in. But at the start, I was on pretty much every week, with that one question for the week that I've been saving up. But yeah, those were awesome. And I'm basically taking that model and using that for my course in a completely different niche, because it kind of works so well for me.
Amazing, mate. Well, yeah, thank you for taking the time to offer some insights into your journey. Really appreciate it.
No worries. Cheers.